You know, the funny thing about small talk is that most people treat it like the opening act at a concert, something you endure to get to the main event. Deep conversations, real connections. That's what we all want, right? But if you put your phone down for just 2 minutes and actually looked around, you'd realize that every interaction, every relationship starts with small talk. Even your best friend was once just a stranger you awkwardly asked, "So, what classes are you taking?" Now, here's an unpopular opinion. Small talk isn't about what you say, not really. It's about making the other person feel like a human being instead of a background character in your life. And the secret to doing that? Active observation. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a psychology textbook, but just hear me out. Active observation is about paying attention to the actual tangible details of the person in front of you. Their shirt, their drink, the way they keep glancing at the door like they'd rather be anywhere else. You notice these things, then you comment on them in a way that invites, not demands, a response. And that's it. That's the whole trick. Matter of fact, I could just end this video right here, but stick around. Trust me, it's worth it. First, people love to feel seen, not in a "wow, you're so deep and mysterious" kind of way, but in a simple, "hey, I noticed you exist" kind of way. Humans are wired to crave acknowledgement. Second, it's disarming. When you make an observation, you're not putting them on the spot. You're not hitting them with, "So what do you do?" or "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" You're just tossing a ball in their direction and seeing if they want to throw it back. Here's an example. You're at a coffee shop. The person next to you is holding a book. Most people would say, "What are you reading?" Because they think that's polite. Wrong. That's pressure. You're asking them to explain, justify, summarize. Nobody wants to do that. Instead, say, "That book looks like it's been through some things." Boom. Now you've made an observation in a way that's neutral but interesting. Maybe they'll laugh and say, "Yeah, it's my third reread." Or maybe they'll say, "Oh, it's terrible, I just want to finish it out of spite." Either way, you've started a conversation without making them feel like they're being interviewed. Or let's say you're at a party. Someone walks by holding a plate of food that looks questionable. Instead of ignoring them, you say, "Is that the chicken? It looks like it fought back." Again, you're not asking a question. You're making an observation and inviting humor. Maybe they'll laugh and agree. Maybe they'll defend the chicken. Either way, the door is open. The beauty of active observation is that it works everywhere. Work meetings, first dates, family gatherings, you name it. It's simple, flexible, and best of all, it takes the focus off you. You don't have to be charming or witty. You just have to notice stuff and point it out. Now let's break this down into 3 steps. 1. Train yourself to notice details. This means putting your phone down, taking your headphones out, and actually paying attention to the world around you. What are people wearing? What are they doing? Are they fidgeting? Checking their watch? Scrolling on their phone? These little things tell you a lot. Second turn. Observations into comments. This is where most people get stuck. They overthink it. They worry about sounding weird. But the truth is, nobody cares as much as you think they do. See someone in a bright yellow jacket? Say, "That's a bold color choice, I respect it." See someone struggling with an umbrella in the wind? Say, "That umbrella is not winning today." See someone wearing a tie with tiny rubber ducks on it? Say, "Okay, I need to know the story behind the ducks." None of this has to be original. You're just opening a door. 3. Get comfortable with silence. Not every observation will lead to a conversation, and that's fine. The point isn't to force it. It's to offer an opportunity. If they don't take it, you move on. No harm, no foul. And here's the crazy thing. The more you do this, the easier it gets. You start realizing that small talk isn't about impressing people or proving you're interesting. It's about paying attention and making people feel seen. You might be thinking, "This sounds way too simple." But think about it. When was the last time someone genuinely noticed something about you and mentioned it in a non-weird way? Probably not recently. Most people are too caught up in their own heads to notice anyone else. So when you do it, it's like a glitch in the matrix. People pay attention because they're not used to it. Let's try another example. You're at a Halloween party. Someone walks in wearing a tie with tiny pumpkins on it. Most people would say, "Nice tie," not you. You're going to say, "Okay, I need to know the backstory on that tie." Now you've made it personal. You've turned their accessory into a conversation starter and made them feel interesting. This works with literally anything. Notice someone's shoes? Say, "Those look way too clean to be comfortable." Notice their coffee order? Say, "That's a lot of whipped cream for someone who doesn't look like they're celebrating." See their dog? Say, "I feel like your dog judges people, and I respect that." See what's happening? You're not trying to be funny or clever. You're just noticing things and turning them into comments. But the one rule is, you have to mean it. People can smell fake interest from a mile away. If you're only doing this because you think it's what you're supposed to do, it won't work. You have to actually care, at least for the 5 minutes you're talking to someone. And that's where most introverts get tripped up. We think we're bad at small talk because we don't like shallow conversations. But small talk isn't shallow if you're actually paying attention. It's just the first layer. The more you practice active observation, the more you realize people are fascinating, even when they're talking about boring stuff. So next time you find yourself in a situation where small talk is inevitable, which, let's be real, is almost every social situation, try this. Notice something. Comment on it. Let the conversation unfold naturally. You don't need to be the most interesting person in the room. You just need to be present. And once you nail this, small talk stops feeling like a chore. It becomes a game, a fun one. You start enjoying noticing things and seeing how people react. Because at the end of the day, small talk isn't about saying the right thing. It's about showing up, paying attention, and making people feel seen. And that's what actually matters.